Military advances during the Industrial Revolution. I'm Alyssa.
I'm Tana.
I'm Maria.
I'm Gabe.
This is the atomic bomb, a more recent weapon as time has progressed. You might be thinking, what does this video have to do with anything? In reality, this modern-day weapon is a technological advancement that's built on what we learned during the Industrial Revolution.
During the Industrial Revolution, military advances were made by using the assembly line in factories to create weapons like rifles and bullets, which has affected us today in our military by advancing our technology and weapons that we use in the war. So to start off, we made an index of everything we're going to be talking about. So we have how were factories involved in the Civil War, when the creation of weapons all started, what new weapons were created, women and children in factories, the assembly line, how these weapons have affected people today, and how they transported weapons.
Arrington writes, as the war dragged on, the Union's advantages in factories, railroads, and manpower put the Confederacy at a great disadvantage. The South was more agricultural based, so they did more farming with things such as cotton, while the North had more factories, which helped them produce weapons and materials faster. This gave them more of an advantage, and you can tell by the outcome of the war.
When the creation of weapons started, the rifles were replacing the muskets. The creation of the Manual was made, repeating rifles, Spencer carbine, and there was reload advancements.
Right here we have a picture of the rifle that was created during the Industrial Revolution.
New weapons made in factories. The bayonet replaced the pike because it was cheaper. The muskets replaced the rifle because they were cheaper and easier to use. The gunpowder was developed in America. The cylindrical connoid of bullet was made. The cannons with rifled interiors replaced the regular ones. And warships to steam power replaced the sails. And steel hulls replaced the wooden ones, and they became faster and stronger.
Women and children in factories. The Union women made supplies to support troops, and this helped because of their textile industry to help make more uniforms. Some women disguised themselves with these uniforms as men to fight, since women were not legally allowed to help with the war at this time. Some became nurses as well to aid in the battle. Confederate women also made supplies, including food and uniforms, and slave women were not allowed to help with the cause, but had to keep up their normal work, as well as the work for those who were gone. Free women who were used to having slaves doing things for them were now also forced to work during the war to help out.
So we have the assembly line. So to start off, before the Industrial Revolution, manufactured goods were made by hand, and at the end they would all be brought together. But then there was the new machines. So with the start of the Industrial Revolution, machines began to perform, which brought the concept of interchangeable parts, an invention created by Eli Whitney. Interchangeable parts was French gunsmith Honore Leblanc promoted the idea of interchangeable parts for guns. And then standardized gun parts were the idea started to easily fix guns, but the concept failed and later on came back.
So what affected people today from the Industrial Revolution was ambulances and hospitals. We have Memorial Day now, and there's war, and we have rights, and there's war technology.
Railroads and the transportation of weapons. Horses and wagons were used to move cannons, and steam-powered ships and trains were used to move large amounts of troops, equipment, and supplies to move them long distance.
And here we have our works cited, so that's all.
Bye.